hesitated. I dared not accept it for a while. When our store opened for business that year, organized an event, written for myself 3 years later, the restaurant manager reminisced. I originally planned to send you postcards 3 years later. It's just perfect that you came today. It's been almost 3 years. I'll just give it to you directly. I remembered. Indeed, there was such an event back then. Shou Yun is always restless. He wants to try everything, to put it in today's terms. It's just a conspicuous package. He was very persistent in doing all kinds of romantic things that couples should do with me. I remember he once ran to the school's confession wall. We spent 3 days saying cheesy love words. I felt too embarrassed to go to class during those days. I opened the envelope. There is only one sentence on the postcard. Hello, Lin Xiao 3 years later. Excuse me, do you want to become Mrs. Lin? It was written by Shou Yun. We were deeply in love. At that time, after finishing writing, he insisted on exchanging places with me, saying 3 years later, let's see what the other person wrote. I flipped over the postcard. On the back, there was still half a sentence. If not yet, wait for me. I'll try harder. It turns out we were once truly in love like that. During this period of argument and Cold War, it makes me almost forget how much we used to want to be together. I took out my phone, one by one. I deleted the chat records from my university years. As I deleted the records, tears streamed down my face. The love that once existed. Some of it was recorded in written form. The further out the chat history I scroll, he loved me more and more. But now, I no longer love. The original vows and promises are now slowly being reviewed, like knives stabbing into my heart. The pain was so intense that it made it hard to breathe. I covered my dull and painful chest. I walked all the way back. This time, standing at the entrance of the high school. Shou Yun and I have been in the same class since we were young. We were even desk mates. We both attended Jiangqing No. 1 middle school in junior high and high school. I stared blankly at the familiar school in front of me. It was also here. It's the first time I realized that I liked Shou Yun. Later, by chance, we both realized our feelings for each other. While we were studying, we kept our adolescent thoughts hidden in our hearts, but the joy in her eyes cannot be hidden. Every casual remark from the other party felt like a reading comprehension question. Afraid of making the person I like angry, Lin Yan. A familiar voice brought my thoughts back. I wiped away the overflowing tears, turned around and found it was my high school homeroom teacher. Teacher he. I thought I was seeing things. Teacher he held my hand and tapped. Looking. How did you remember to come back? I said gently. Just passing by here. Just passing by to take a look. She teased. Nostalgia is here, isn't it? Considered as. I followed teacher he to the office and sat for a while. The decoration here is still the same as many years ago. There hasn't been much change, but everyone has changed. Where is Shou Yun? Why didn't you come back together? Thinking back to his mischievousness in the past. Only you can control him, teacher he teasingly looked at me. He went on a business trip. Are you not ready to get married yet? I've been waiting for the wedding candy for a long time. That guy said he must invite me to his wedding. I bit my lip. Try to pretend nothing happened. It's not time yet. In those days, teacher, he was the first to discover that Shou Yun and I were dating, but she didn't forcefully separate us, just told us a lot. Fortunately, both Shou Yun and I took those words to heart. We didn't really get together until after the college entrance examination. The moment I walked out of the examination room, during an interview with reporters, Shou Yun was asked, confess to me. Teacher he looked at us helplessly. And gratified, dinner afterwards, Shou Yun generously agreed to invite everyone in the class to attend the wedding. All expenses for food and accommodation covered. The young man's affection is passionate and sincere. Shou Yun turned and smiled at me. 眼中只有我. But now, in the end, we still had to break our promise to everyone, saying goodbye to teacher he. Passing by the former music classroom, I inexplicably stopped in my tracks. On my 18th birthday, it was spent at school. Shou Yun prepared a birthday surprise for me. He secretly took me to the music room. I played and sang a song for myself with the guitar. 我的心里从此有了一个人. We, who were once small in stature, what I first learned. They said to love reading scripts. You mispronounce even with missing teeth. I'm looking for the person in that story. You are an indispensable part. Small hands holding a small person, guarding a small eternity. A song comes to an end. He raised his eyebrows, probably taking credit. How about it, brother? You sing so well, don't you? Sing Shao Shao for Shao Shao. After saying that, she laughed foolishly for a long time. I don't believe you've heard me sing. Still able to listen to Others, at that time, Zhou Yun was muttering softly threatened me, "Don't listen to others singing in the future." I naturally understood what he meant. Your face turned red immediately. The reason was when chatting with classmates, I unintentionally mentioned the person who will confess to me in the future must sing Xiao Xiao for me. Only then will I agree. This matter was known by Zhou Yun. He secretly took it seriously. I don't know how many times I have practiced. Only 2. Sing in front of me. The two of us exchanged a knowing glance, blushing with embarrassment. Now everything has changed. The promises of youth are still too light. I took out my phone. I deleted the chat records from my 3 years of high school one by one. After leaving school, I almost fainted on the ground. Fortunately, a kind-hearted person helped me up. My body's reaction reminded me, I don't have much time left. Let me calculate. Only 3 days left. Fortunately, the things I wanted to do have been mostly done. In the end, I returned to the old neighborhood at that time. That was the place where I first met Zhou Yun. The weather is getting colder and colder. I looked up and glanced around. The first snow of this year should be coming soon. There aren't many people in the neighborhood, only a few people walking their dogs. There are a few children chasing and playing around. I stared blankly at the slide in the corner. Over there, 2 children are fighting over the slide. We argued about who would slide first. This scene before me instantly brought me back to the past. When I was a child, Zhou Yun and I were like this, always. Snatching things, always striving to be the first in everything. Children's likes and dislikes are very obvious. When I was a few years old, Zhou Yunjin and I just can't stand each other. Who would have known that the two of us would end up together? Fate is sometimes so strange. I slowly moved my steps away, but it's just a few steps away. I was already out of breath. As I was walking, I was suddenly bumped hard by a tightly wrapped person. I stumbled. I almost fell to the ground. Unexpectedly, that person didn't even apologize. I furrowed my brow. I wanted to discuss the theory, only to find that person heading straight towards 2 children. Not good. He is a human trafficker. He moved quickly. I grabbed one of the children and started to run. I didn't expect to be tightly hugged by another child's leg. I don't know where the sudden strength came from. I ran over. I gave the human trafficker a hard hit. He falls to the ground, with both hands around my neck. Run fast. I shouted with all my strength. The human trafficker saw the child running away, hit me hard, getting up and going to chase. I tightly hold his hand and refused to let go. The commotion here has become quite loud. Many people started coming out to see what happened. The human trafficker can't get rid of me. I don't know where to find a knife. Stabbed me fiercely. Xiao Xiao. I heard a heart-wrenching sound filled with deep despair. Scream. The noise is incessant. I lie on the cold ground, automatically blocking out all the surrounding movements. I just stared at the disheveled person in front of me, a person who should have been on a business trip abroad. But now, he appeared here.
快手，拥抱每一种生活。